All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to our Code Jam for this evening. This is the September Software Engineering Code Jam. Naturally, this is the one closest to my heart because, of course, software engineering and all that. My name is Tiffany Hall. I am an alumni of the TripleTen Software Engineering Program, which is why it's so close to my heart. I'm currently a full stack engineer at Scholastic Inc., the world's largest publisher of children's books and a powerhouse in the digital education space as well. Tonight, I'm very excited that I get to be the host of TripleTen's September Code Jam for software engineering. We have lots of people, as you can see on this call. Many of our students have been able to join us tonight. And so I'm so glad that all of you at home are watching as well. These code jams are really amazing at just uniting all of our students from across the US. So I'm glad that you are here with us. So what's a code jam? If you're not sure what a code jam is, it's a very sticky, gelatinous subject. You could probably find it in Spaceballs, but no, that's not a code jam. A code jam is like a friendly competition. It's a friendly competition with a super short timeline on top of the coursework where our students get together and then compete with jamming out a bunch of code for meeting whatever prompt we give them. And then if they win, then they win the thing that all developers want, which is a clean Jira board. Kidding. That has nothing to do with it. You mostly just get pride, right? Which is a really great thing to have too. Last week, our participants were divided into we're divided into teams so that they could do the two parts of the code jam. We have a coding part and a presentation part. They did the coding part last week, and tonight you're going to get to see the presentation part. So our teams were challenged to create an MVP, which is a minimum viable product. So that will assist their citizens in their local community or in the country in preparing for autumn season. My hope is there is a pumpkin spice latte finder somewhere in this mix, but we'll see. Our teams had 4 days to make their project. So when I say short timeline, I mean short timeline. Today, they're going to show them all off to you. And then next week, the judges are going to judge them harshly and with much whipping and poking with the stick. They're going to judge all the code and the presentations and give them scores. And then we're going to announce the winners on September 25th. Those results will be on all of our socials, of course, Instagram and LinkedIn. They're also going to be for our students inside the Discord. If you are looking for the audience vote is going to be in the Instagram post about this, as well as any of the comments down below. And then our students are going to vote inside their Discord poll. So keep an eye out for that. The people who win the TripleTen Audience Award will get special prizes. I don't know that it has to do with pride, but they will be special all the same. So now that we have gone through what the code jam is, what the judging is, and when you can expect results, let's start talking to the teams. We have 5 teams with us tonight, so that's pretty awesome. We're going to start with our first team, which is Golden Oak. Golden Oak is Christia Anderson, Samuel Waxon, and Christian Spence, who from Golden Oak will be presenting for first.
That would be me.
Welcome. All right, you're the first one up. Feel free to share the screen and then take it away.
Okay, let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep.
Okay. So here at Golden Oak, I'm just going to introduce myself and the 2 other people on our team. If you listen closely, we did have a 4th person, but to other circumstances, he had other things that he had to do. So with us 3, that didn't really stop us from really wanting to create something really passionate and loving and truly something that really aligned with our interests. So how we came up with Golden Oak was that we basically sat in a group and we said, okay, what's something that we're passionate about? What's something that we love talking about? What's something that we love to do? What's something that we can do in our spare time and be entertained? What's something that we can be experimental with and have that dopamine rush whenever we receive the finishing product and not basically feel like you have golden handcuffs whenever you're creating something. So we wanted to come together and we seen how food was something that we all loved. I love food, Christia loves food, and Sam loves food. We all love food. So we wanted to truly create something that was around autumn season, revolving around food. And so with this, we strive to build a community around people who love autumn season, around the Thanksgiving and the Halloween season that love to cook food, whether that be breakfast, dinner, or dessert, the main courses like pumpkin pie or pumpkin spice latte or big, huge Thanksgiving dinners and breakfasts that you can really learn how to make during the autumn season. And our project is basically broken up into just three basic parts. There's here being the introduction, being the video. I wanted to create something dynamic, and the nav bar, which showing you the breakfast and the dinner and dessert and about us and who we are and why we created this website and our reasoning behind it. It's a cookbook, or it's a cooking group. Here we created multiples styles in CSS, and we created other dynamic things in JavaScript, which I will give Christia the opportunity to talk about. Since this project will be broken up into multiple parts, every single person here will have the opportunity to truly talk about something that they're passionate about. And that's something that we wanted to go about in this project. Not one person does everything, not one person does the whole entire presentation. This was a group collaboration, so everybody will have the opportunity to present something that they love and something that they did. So here, when you scroll down, there's the breakfast recipes to create during the autumn season. There's the dinner recipes to create during the autumn season, and the dessert recipes to create during the autumn season, which you can't forget the pumpkin pie, which everyone loves the pumpkin pie during the autumn season as well. And when we go lower, there's the About Us section at Golden Oak, who we are, and our goal and our reasoning for creating this website. And going lower would be the contact page, which has a link to our LinkedIn to connect with us on LinkedIn, our GitHub to show everyone what we're up to, and the Discord group to the group as to where and how we created the project there as well. And the nav bar section here is also functional here as well. If we click on dinner, for example, it will go directly to the dinner section, showing you exactly what you want to create and learn about in specific. So there's the brief overview of Golden Oak, and I will toss the ball to Christia to talk about her part of the project and what she has done to make Golden Oak stand out as we're here today.
Thank you, Christian. Yeah, so this was a lot of the pieces that we worked on, there are quite a few parts we worked on it together. I worked on creating the modal, and Christian, if he hovers over it and he clicks on it, it opens up to the modal. It comes from an array, similar to what we do, I think, in Sprint 6 or 7. And there is this scrolling as well, and each different recipe will open up in that way. And if you go in the About section and you click on there, then it will give a recommendation for each of our personal favorite recipes that we put here. And I just kind of wanted to talk about also some of the things that were really educational while we were working on this. For example, having to function with GitHub and having everybody be merging and pulling and doing all of that. And we came across some issues there, and we had to like hack it out together and do all the merge conflicts together and kind of like really stay in good communication in order to have as least issues with that as possible. And I felt like that was really cool. I know Christian also did an excellent job with his CSS ideas and making it look beautiful. I'm going to let Sam say his part first, but Christian already went. So the other thing is about some of the improvements that we would apply to the website. I would think that one really good thing would be if we did kind of turn this into something where it was connected to a server through an API, and then people were able to update the recipes themselves that they wanted to add. and like create usernames and things like that. But as you guys said, we only had 4 days, so it was very simple at first. But the intention is that this is something that a lot of people could get involved in. A lot of people can use it as a resource, and it helps to bring in that autumn vibe and just a general feeling of well-being, especially if people are having other difficulties in life. It's a little bit of a joy project. Yeah, so for the JavaScript modals, we used classes, and also learned that JavaScript can be quite tedious at times. And in the future, I would hope to implement React, as that is a lot easier to fix and change HTML based on React versus JavaScript. But it was still really educational to try to create all of that from scratch. And I know there was other JavaScript as well for the animations from our other team members. So that was really cool. And due to time reasons, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Sam.
Thanks, Christia. So yeah, basically just all work together to combine our goals of combining technology with our love for autumn foods. And it kind of is reiterated in our about us, as well as showing that in our pictures each of our favorite foods. And then yeah, in the contact us, there's link trees when you click each one of LinkedIn or GitHub or Discord. It pops up with these link trees where you can find our socials.
A quick question. Can they see the page that I'm on right now?
Okay. Yep. So it pops up like this for each one, whether it's GitHub, LinkedIn, or Discord. So you can contact us or get in touch with us that way. But yeah, basically that was our project. Hopefully, if you're interested in different foods or trying to cook some different autumn meals, then you can use our website to do that. Thanks for listening.
Another thing that I wanted to point out was that we wanted to make this interactive on all devices. We wanted to make it seem very appealing to look at if you're on a phone, or if you're on a tablet, or if you're on a computer. So to showcase a quick example, if we open up the dev tools and we go to the responsive tab here, it says contact us, but when we shorten the page, this menu bar pops up, and when you open up the menu bar, you can still go to whichever piece that you want to. So if you want to go all the way down to the About Us page, the About Us page will pop up there as well, as long with the dinner recipes there too. And that is basically all of Golden Oak. Since we were on a short time span, as Christy has said, that we would like to make some improvements as well. All the improvements that Christy has said. And that's basically what Golden Oak is all about. Just a big, huge autumn cooking communities where people can come together and express their ideas and thoughts.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so this is a lot of fun already. Just out the gate, the things I was saying kind of behind the scenes was like, this is so sick. All of the animations look so great. This one makes me a little nauseous, but I have vertigo, so that could be a problem there. But I'll just say sitting. But when you scroll down and you see all of those other little page things, those are amazing. And how they just kind of populate across. I really love them. Who did the animation for when you hover over them and it drops down, the card drops down? Let's talk about that. Tell me how you did that, because that is really cool. Like, I've seen it with the blackout, obviously, and like changing transparency, but the little bubble down is just amazing.
Right. So how I was able to do that was that if you also notice, not only does it go down, but there's a shadow that pops up. So that had to play with the pseudo class where the card, and we put a colon and we put hover. And then we added the transform elements, transform Y, to move it down to a certain level of pixels, but not too much, because we don't want the cards to overlap the other one. So to also play it safe, I applied a margin right there on the bottom, so that these cards won't interfere with the ones here.
They don't crash into the bottom.
Yeah.
Super cool. I really love that. All right. So, question for the rest of the team also. You guys talked a lot about how you had to split different things into, obviously 4 days, splitting the task. What was something that you guys really enjoyed about that process, being able to split it into different things, different tasks, specialties, even?
You want to go, Christian? Or?
Yeah, sure. So we did kind of start off that way. We did design it together, like getting ideas from everybody. And then Christian went to work on the header, I went to work on the cards, and Sam went to work on the footer. And then as we came back together and there was some kind of product there, we were like, okay, guys, we have to actually like collaborate here because all of our designs are a little bit different and they're not going to go together unless we kind of look at it together and see, the colors need to match and all of this kind of stuff. So then eventually it separated in a different way where Sam and Christian did a little bit more of like the CSS for most of the structures. And then I went and I started working more on the JavaScript for making sure those modals work. And then we separated that way. And then in the end, got everything kind of matching together. And it was through a lot of collaboration to get it to that point. So.
Very cool. Sam, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, what I would add is I think Christian maybe mentioned before, but a lot of the GitHub things for collaborating when we went our own way to try to like merge it all together, that caused a lot of struggles for a little. We kind of were having some problems there, but I kind of liked it because it got us a better feeling for everything, and we ended up like figuring it out as well. So
Yeah, Git struggles, man, those are just the bane of existence.
yeah.
Just when you think you've got it all figured out, then you have to like rebase something or still look it up. It's just crazy pants. All right, this was fantastic. Great way to start us off. Thank you guys so much. This is Golden Oak with Christian Anderson, Samuel Waxman, and Christian Beth. All right, we are going to divert for a quick second and say hello to Reuben, who's watching. Hi, Reuben. It's nice to see you again. Reuben's just here to support Christian, but he's going to have to wait one more team. Christian's not coming up yet, Reuben, so sit tight. Our next team is going to be Big Jam Squad. I'm very excited. Maybe there's a jammy thing in there. I don't know. Cole Essig, Pelasia Reynolds, and Martin Young. Who will be presenting first?
Hello, everyone. Martin is going to go ahead and share his screen, and then I will do the little bit of an introduction for this.
All right, take it away.
All right, so let me know when you guys can see his screen, and then I will start.
I am. I'm getting to it. Let's go to this. Okay. Sorry, okay. Gotcha.
And can you go ahead and refresh that? Perfect. All right, so we are Big Jam Squad, and I think when we kind of all came together, we were talking about like what is fall for each one of us, and all of us were definitely fall people, and that we were going through like we liked recipes like the last one, we liked activities, maybe corn mazes, going out, making drinks, Halloween, dressing up. And as we kind of iterated through ideas over and over again, we decided that maybe the hardest part about fall is actually making choices for fall about what we like. So we decided to make a website that made choices for you, specifically for a fall movie night. So something that most people enjoy, and picking what we want to eat or what we want to do there is a little difficult. So we made something that made it simple, that it picked out a recipe for you, it picked out a movie, and it picked out a drink with links to those recipes, and made sure that all the thinking was done for you, and you can just enjoy fall the way you want to enjoy it. And if you wanted to dress up or do anything else, you can do that easy peasy. You didn't have to think about the rest. And so that's what we ended up building, is a fairly simple website with some CSS in there, a little bit of animations, pop-ups, and we had a lot of great ideas from all of our team. Really, we had some struggles as well, but we generally had a good game plan going forward. We worked together really, really well. There was a lot of great communication, and then like the product, it just came together, and it was honestly really amazing. Just waking up every morning, adding your part to the project, and seeing what everyone else added, and it just came together. And it was like you put a little bit in, and then just like bam, it's amazing. So I'm actually gonna pass the ball as well after doing a little introduction to Leja, and she's gonna talk about the layout and how she came up with that.
Thank you, Cole. So the layout and design of our website, it was crafted to invoke the warmth and coziness of a fall movie night. So from the moment the users land on the page, they're greeted with like a high ceiling living room scene bathed in soft glow of like candlelight and flickering fireplace. So the room has subtle Halloween decor around it. I actually made it using AI, so I had to get extremely detailed about what I wanted in the scene. So it's all supposed to set the perfect mood for autumn though. So one of the standout features is a pumpkin-shaped button that says "Push Me" on it, which blends seamlessly with the design. Also, when you click on the button, you'll see later when Martin goes through it that it does an overlay on the page after it shows the results. You don't have to press the button, but you can go over that. But so it's supposed to be clean. I know like with the background, it kind of takes away from it, which is why I added the overlay once the cards pop up, which again, you'll get to, but just because, the elements on the screen don't stand out as much. Okay, so there's the overlay. The overlay of the screen that makes the cards stand out. I'll pass it over to Martin though, so he can go over all of that.
Okay, yeah, so ultimately you push the button and it shows the choices, the random choices of a movie and of food and of a drink. So ultimately we used APIs to be able to retrieve the information like the movie poster and the movie title and the movie date of its release. And then for the food and the drinks, it calls to a recipe. When you open the modal, you can actually call to a recipe on another website. So you can actually get the recipe and be able to put it together. Go back to the page. What is going on? Okay. So with the website, I was able to put a favicon. I learned how to actually customize a favicon. That's how we got the jack-o'-lantern in the top. And I know Talesia has a movie in the bottom too. I'm not sure why it's not working, but it should be working here. And yeah, ultimately it was cool to be able to work with new people and understand how to communicate with them and get through it. We started out with a very, very minimalized drawing to start with, which was in the chat. Was it in this chat? I'm not sure, but yeah, it was basically just a minimal drawing of just just basically three square buttons and a title box, and it just eventually grew to be able to be just like this here. So it was cool to see it form in that way. So yeah, I guess that's about it. It's pretty simple to start with, but we can get it to a better place. I'd like to be able to instead of having to push a second button in the order, I'd rather it just be able to just suddenly pop open the choices instead. But and if we have enough time, we'll be able to do that too. That's it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I think you guys definitely struck a chord with me with the like, let's take all the guesswork out of everything cozy and warm and give you all of the things because my family, we can't decide on a movie, we can't decide on fast food. This would definitely solve a lot of fights in our house. Talasia, let's
Yeah.
talk about that AI usage that you used. I'm gonna need you to post that prompt you wrote because that is an amazing photo. Like
I can
next
do that.
level. I'm sure you spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. But yeah, like I was saying, it kind of takes away from the object, which is why I put the overlay, and then I also put like a box shadow so that it stands out a lot more. But
Yeah, the box
yeah,
shadow around the jackpot part, just even that little white is that just really breaks it up so that it helps it stand out just from the background.
yeah.
Who did the code for the jackpot machine widget?
That was me. And that
Let's
was
talk
a
about that.
project.
What does that
That
code look
project.
like?
It was definitely something that was going to be difficult when I first started, and then it ended up taking me like almost 12 hours to get it to work the way I wanted it to work, and I had to just kind of keep changing it and stuff. And essentially, um, it's a couple of containers of divs in the main index file. It's actually not in here, Martin. And I just put a bunch of spans inside, and then I wrote some CSS animations to scroll through that, and then just make them not visible and visible. And then I had to like pause the animation and unpause it with some WebKit designs and WebKit classes and stuff. And then I had it populate with the coins at the end to kind of show as like your reward. And once that was kind of done, it would make the numbers all invisible, and then it reset when you would click the button again, so you could do it all.
That's amazing. Really cool. So I guess a great question to think about is like, you know, as a team, you guys brought in a lot of skills that at this part in your sprints, you may have covered or may not have covered, but like what is it in the program that helped you, the things that you may have learned in the last few months that have really helped you be the most kind of useful to your team, right? Whether it's like, oh, I knew this was a possibility, so I did some research and went on, or I just took this thing I learned exactly and put it on our page.
Well, for me, doing that like the design, all of that I learned in the program. So everything
Okay.
that I knew how to do to make the page look exactly how it is now, I learned the program. I might have needed some refreshers. So Google is our best friend as software engineers, to remember how to do it exactly. I knew I seen it before though, so I knew everything was possible.
Okay. That's really great. So that way you're able to kind of play that dual role, right? You know what's
Yeah.
possible, and then that I think would be the most helpful when in design meetings, right? Because even though you're a software engineer, designers often will come to you and be like, "Can we do this?" And having that knowledge, you'd be like, "Yes, I think we can," or "No, what that I have that's not possible."
It's
Definitely.
I also had an interview already for a position. So I don't know how it's gonna go, but he did ask me about UX design, and I told him like I kind of could dabble in that field because I have a good eye of like what looks good. Somehow, well, I majored in film production, so that's probably why. So
You already have that great background to
yeah,
bring into this with a new slate and a new bent. Oh, I'm very excited for you to have that interview. That's so exciting.
yeah,
I hope you get it.
me too.
Cole, Marty, did you guys have anything you want to add?
I don't think so. I think just like this
Okay.
project, I think that the main thing I would say I learned is just working with other people, more get stuff, and that like we learn a lot of the tools in the program, and those tools give you leverage to figure almost anything out. Like, and there was a lot of this that I didn't know how to do beforehand, but we figured it out. And I figured I know that I can, where maybe 10 months ago I didn't know I could. So it's always good.
Yeah, that's really great. Talasia, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, the last thing I wanted to add is like to make the project better if it was like a world project, I would like to like add all the ingredients for whatever recipe you choose into like a shopping cart for Instacart or any delivery services so you can get it all like delivered to your home or something like that. Or also like the rental for the movie, add that to like an Amazon Prime or any rental service and kind of have it all automated that way.
Yeah, I think all of those sounds like great ideas. You guys should really keep this up post jam and see if you can expand on those things and kind of develop your own open source project on GitHub, as it were. Because I think it's a really snappy idea. I love it. I'm looking forward to forcing my children to abide by the push of the button instead of arguing for 2 hours. All right, we got to move on. Let's see, that is Big Jam Squad. That was Cole Essig, Talasia Reynolds, and Martin Young. Thank you guys so very much. And then next, we're going to continue the pumpkin theme. The next team is Lord of the Gourds, which is hysterical. And now it's Reuben's time to shine as a fan. So Reuben, get ready. So on Lord of the Gourds, we have Christian. Marty, I believe you're still sharing. We have Christian Toe, Amin Hijaz, and then Elvin Akhmedov and Cassie Asher. Who will be going first?
Yes, I will share the screen now.
All right.
Can everyone see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we are Lord of the Gourds, and my name is Christian Toe. My teammates are Amin, Cassie, and Alvin. Today, we created a website for autumn adventure, and we use the vibrant colors because it's for a family-friendly website to share with the community. And I'll let Alvin explain his more detail.
Hello, guys, and thank you, Christian. It was exciting to be part of this project, and it was really fun and a little stressful. This is a new experience for me as well, and it was a great new experience and teamwork and collaboration. We made this website to help families spend more time together, and like the recipe section has easy fall dishes like pumpkin bread that families can cook together. And the future events show fun local activities like festivals and costume parties. It's perfect for family outings, and our goal is to create a space where families can bond and enjoy simple moments during the fall season. Christian, you can continue.
Thank you. Yes, for the top header, Amin has designed the logo from scratch, and together we thought of the team name Lord of Gourds because it's autumn adventure, like Lord of the Rings. And then Cassie has created the navigation bar. It goes to the events and about next other sections. And then I created the feature events section, and it will show events which you can click on, and then it will zoom into the picture, and you can see closely that there's a pumpkin patch event on October 18th, and you can close it out and click there's a fall festival October 21st, and there's a costume party for Halloween spanning October 30th into 31st. And these are the events that are recommended here because it's throughout the fall and not just Halloween. So then it's a whole adventure for the family. And then Amin has added a map, so then you can easily look for your community and events. And go back to Alvin.
All right, here, welcome to our receipt section. And here users can find tasty recipes and fun videos. On the receipt section, we have pumpkin bread and butternut squish Alfredo pasta. When you hover over the buttons, we can change color and show a box with ingredients and cooking instructions. And hover over this how to cook a button and ingredients box reveals the full recipe. Yeah, and in the greater insight section, which Christian made, we have videos like 9 cozy recipes and 5 fun Foley family activities. And when we can click on the video to watch it, or just go to the YouTube channel as well. And these features make our website easy and fun to use, helping families spend more time together and also enjoy simple moments during the fall season. Christian?
And yes, also added a footer here. And each of the team members are listed here, and you can see links. You can click on each person to their GitHub portfolio. And then I would like to show the responsiveness of the website. As you can see, there's mobile, any size. When it comes to mobile screen sizes, Cassie has made a hamburger menu that instead of the nav bar, it will turn into a hamburger menu. And then when you click on the hamburger menu, it'll show the nav bar. And then, you still click on it and you can exit the nav bar and then I changed the CSS for mobile for the events. So then it could fit into a screen like a little list, like a planner list. And then everything else, the map fits, the recipes fit, and the videos fit, and the footer also fits everything. And yeah, very glad to have shared this project, and I hope that everybody will use it for their great adventure for autumn.
This is fantastic. I love this. Y'all just straight planning up all my life. So now I've got movies, I've got activities, I've got food. Pretty much just checking all the buckets on my item. I want to ask, I love all of the color scheme. It's very fall, but also really muted. Christian, this isn't your first time doing a code jam. And so I wanted to ask, how was it the second time around?
Yes, so, well, the first time I was in sprint 8, and this time I'm in sprint 12, or kind of in between it. And then Amin was in sprint 4, Cassie is in sprint 6, and Alvin is in sprint 8. So then I have taught them a lot of things about collaboration in Git and in GitHub, GitHub, sorry. And then it was all the merging of the main branch, and that took a long time because they also had to download Node for the
yeah, that's new.
Yes, for the npm commands to run the live website. And then it is a live website currently. It's in the README file, and the link is there. And I think the challenges would be collaborating with the same type of code. Like we did not use React because most of us know how to use vanilla JavaScript. So we decided as a team to use vanilla JavaScript with classes an object. And then the design, Amin has designed it this time around. He used Figma right here. Oops. Or
Oh,
not
you guys
here.
have a Figma too? Wow.
Yes, there's a Figma
Overachievers, Lord
somewhere.
of Gourds.
Yeah, it was a Figma of just a rough template, or there's I'm sorry that I cannot bring it up here, but yeah, he designed some things and I suggested some colors, and we together made the design pop out and with the CSS. And yeah, I think those were the differences from last time.
I think it's pretty rad. I love the choice that you guys made as a team to use the JavaScript just kind of straight vanilla out the box. So that way everyone would be able to contribute. I mean, it's a really great move, especially for you, Christian, you know, having gone through all of the program, you kind of have that reflective piece back. So really great choice there in making sure that you guys were able to all contribute there. How satisfied, question for anybody on that team, how satisfied are you guys with the results? I know 4 days is not a lot of time to be like, I love it, it's the perfect thing ever. But for 4 days worth of work, I mean, you guys put together a fully functioning working app with a lot of animation, a lot of mapping and API and styling. Elvin, Amin, either of you want to answer?
How did we do this?
No more like, are you satisfied with it? How do you like it?
Because this is first time and Code Jam and first time in the team, because I never worked with team. And this is for a really great experience for me, and I was excited. I got a lot of stress, be honest, because there is
Yeah,
deadline, all this stuff, and I felt I just imagine how in the real work could be for myself, for me, I mean, in the future. That's what, and also here is we had, because we had a collaboration, a lot of speak through the Discord, a lot of decide, and we had to make like we had to like always be respect to other opinions, or any, like if someone who has opinion, we have to respect it and we have to work on it to make some common solution to come to some like decision. But it was
yeah,
great. I love it, and I love this website because this is first time, and I know there is guys make another website. It was really look great, but with according our experience, which we have, I think this is, for me, it's a really great website there.
absolutely. I agree. My very first code jam, I was in Sprint 4 when I did my very first code jam, and then I came back and did another one. And I remember feeling the exact same way, like, do you see the magic I made in 4
Yeah,
days? Yes. So
yeah.
I think it's really great. I think you guys did a wonderful job. I love that you guys made your own icon and you have this lovely Lord of the Rings kind of play. Super fun.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, that is Lord of Gourds with Christian Joe, Amin Hijaz, Elvin Akhmedov, and Cassie Asher. All right, thank you guys so very much. Let's go on to our last one of the evening, which is the Voyagers. The Voyagers, the Voyagers. Feels like it needs an echo. So on that team, we have Henty Taga, Josiah Peterson, Brandy McDill, and then Harshi Singh. Who will be presenting first?
Genty's going to show his screen. All right.
Genty? I'm going to get names.
It's okay. I actually clarified what his name was earlier today.
Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. All right. Take it away. Team the Voyagers.
Hi everyone, I'm Brandy and we are the Voyagers. The Voyagers consist of Ginty, Josiah, Harshi, and myself. We created this web page using React and CSS. For most of us on this team, React was a new coding language, but Ginty was able to explain it to us, so we were able to learn what we needed to be able to make this project a success. We created Fall Voyage to help people find fun places to go and even share where they went on their own fall voyage. First, we'll start with Ginty in the navigation bar.
Hello, everyone. My main work was mostly to put the code together and also start the project in React, as Brandon mentioned that not everyone had the experience in it. But I'm actually very proud of everyone that they picked up very quickly on how to get their side done. On the visual aspect, I mostly worked on the header. So it's a sticky header, so wherever you scroll in the website, it will always be in the same place. And also, these buttons here can make the navigation a little bit easier. So when you click on it, it will go to the respective part of the website. We also have a sign in and register button here, which at the moment are not functional, but we want to add this in a later iteration of the project so people can actually sign in and register and they can post events or bookmark and rate current events. Besides that, we also added light and dark mode, obviously, for people who might want to have it in a different contrast and maybe it's easier for them to see. I'll pass it to Josiah to talk a little bit about the header part.
Yes, I'm Josiah and got to work on the header part. So yeah, added a video in the background that loops, and then added a slideshow here that you can click through the different buttons to navigate through some of the different events. And then also added a search bar so that you can search for different events. And based off of what you search, it'll narrow it down for you too. And then, yeah, I'll go ahead and pass it off to Harshi, and he did the listing section.
Hello, I am Harshi. I created the overall design for the cards in the listing section. So as you can see here, we have the cards in a grid-like pattern, which all feature an image, a title, a short description, the location, and then a rating on the bottom right. And as you see, if we hover over one of the cards, there'll be a small border around it that kind of matches the theme of autumn, and it zooms in a little bit. If we also added a pop-up modal for it, so if you were to click on the, let's for example, Haunted Harvest card, the full description of the event would be shown here. We added a nice scroll bar to showcase everything, and we also added a dynamic rating feature where if you were to do something where, let's say we selected a 5 for the set rating feature and we submitted it, the 4.0 changes to a 4.5. And that's pretty much the main design for the card design, but we also included a sorting system. As you can see at the top of it, we have a location, type of event, and minimum rating. Based on the cards that we already have in the website, we have selected, if you were to click on location, and for example, here it's Texas, it'll show all the cards in Texas. If you were to do type of event, any type of event for that specific state, it would show up. So for example, we did festival for Texas. It'll only show cards with the festival category in Texas. And yeah, that is everything. For the card section, I'll pass it over to Brandy, who will talk about the footer and lead us to our conclusion.
All right, and for the footer, I actually used Canva to design the logo. And then I also made our names into links that connect to our prospective GitHub profiles. And then the webpage is also set up to be responsive for different devices.
Oh, look at that. So clean. Yeah, that's my favorite. You guys did a great job. That's the Voyagers, just so we know. I have some questions about the search bar. The search bar, let's talk about the code behind the search bar. What is involved in making a search bar work?
I can take over that part. So basically, it's a filter. When we show the cards over here in the code, these are mapped from an array of events, and they get
Okay.
filtered by depending on the location and type of event and minimum rating. By default, they're all set to show everything, and then we use in React set state to keep track of what is selected here. So let's say if you press on Texas, then that state is updated. So when the filter happens, it will take in consideration that the Texas was chosen. So it will only show cards that match that location. And it's
Very
the same
cool.
thing for the events and the rating. It's basically three different state variables that keep track of what the user selected. And
And did you
they
guys hard code these or did you get these from an API?
The events are hard coded at this moment because the
Okay.
idea of the website is users would sign in and post their listings, which will
They
be stored
add
in the
theirs.
database. Yes, yes, it's not taking other places listings, but this would be for the users who use this platform.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Brandy, I wanted to ask you, how was learning React for 4 days?
Okay, so starting out, we like found a video for all of us to watch before like we actually got into it, so we would have some idea what was going on. And I was so unbelievably confused.
Yep.
But like the next day, I got on a call with Ginty and he actually walked me through it so I could actually understand it. And then I was able to go on and help someone else later that night.
That is wonderful. I mean, I can't tell you how realistic that is, right? Where you're like, I don't know how to do this thing, but I'm gonna watch a couple videos. And then to be able to like get that background and then have that pairing with Genti where he can walk you through it, that is it's one of the most wonderful things about working in a team is somebody always knows something about something, right? And so it's really great you guys got to experience that. I know that is incredibly overwhelming for 4 days, but pretty successful. Can look at all of these things you guys were able to add, including the light mode, dark mode. I'm a fan of light mode and dark mode. And you guys talked about the sign in piece as something you wanted to continue. So if that is something you wanted to continue, I really recommend that you guys, similar to one of the teams that we mentioned before, keep this going on GitHub and have it be open source and see if you can get some other people contributing, because being able to do a sign-in form with field validation, making sure the information they give you fits in the right shape of object, that is really just going to blow your mind, but also so amazing to have on your resume for all of those interviews and all of those jobs you're going to apply for. All right, we have a last minute edition. So dramatic. So originally this team wasn't able to make it tonight, but they are. So we've got one of the team members from the Logistic coder, Prasanna Devari. He is going to show us the Logistic Coders project.
Hi.
Hello, welcome. I'm
Thank
so
you for
glad
this
you could
opportunity.
make it.
Yes, I did finally. Sorry, my other team members cannot make it due to other conflicts. So I will do my best part in explaining the code.
I think you'll do a great job.
Thank you.
All right, we can see your screen.
So this is I'm sorry. Okay. This is actually a BuzzFeed quiz. So we used JavaScript RS to create all the pop quiz data. and we inherited on the HTML and style using the CSS. So we did our best part in following the standards and applying and understanding the BEM technology, which we learned in the previous courses. So it's like I give a suggestion on which drink they can have based on their mood, weather. So
This is looking really great. Did you guys, when you were looking for these characteristics, did you guys make up the flow of like, if you're having a picnic, you want a caramel macchiato. If you're watching football, you want.
yeah, we kind of did, yes.
That's really great. And then in terms of the way that the code that you guys wrote, when you
Mhm.
click on the different combination, how does it know behind the scenes? How does it know which drink to pick?
Oh yeah. Let me. We just randomly chose the drinks. We have another teammate, Jonathan. He's very good in giving the suggestions for the coffee drinks and everything. He picked
Okay.
those. Yeah.
So Jonathan kind of went behind the scenes and
Right.
and
Yes. Yeah. He gave some suggestions about the drink names and everything. I don't drink coffee, so I have this one.
now
So
is a
he did
great time to start.
his
Look at
part.
this.
Yeah, giving the suggestions for the names.
No, I think it's really great, very clever, especially the play on Java. How was it working with a team? I know that, this this is an overwhelming process, right? And then trying to get four people together to work on something, as we saw tonight, and trying to get on here. How was that for you? I know you're still pretty early on in the program, so how are you
Right.
feeling about this process?
It's really a good experience to start with. Like coming to one idea to agree on each and everything, picking up the color, asking their suggestions. It's really a good experience for me, even though I'm in the sprint 4. So I can still, I'm learning JavaScript now. But when they're
Yeah,
doing it, I can still connect the concepts which we learned in the TripleTen. So asking the questions, I learned like about how to ask the questions, like appropriate questions, like proper questions, time
yeah,
situated. Yeah, it's really a
yeah.
good
Knowing
experience
what
for
to
me.
ask is the hard part, right?
Right. So
Especially
it's
when you're
for
trying to learn a new language.
right, like which looks like an alien language for me. So yeah,
It does.
yeah.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that even though you're feeling really early on in the process, that the concepts, you're able to see those concepts are already building. That is that is the one thing that I try to remind everybody is like you may be learning Java today, JavaScript tomorrow, React, Python, whatever. The concepts really though are the same throughout. And so I'm glad you're seeing that.
Yeah, I did
This is
with my
fantastic.
knowledge and everything. Thank you for for having me.
Oh, thank you
It's
so
like
much
last
for
minute
making
connect.
it.
Thank you for me for
No, I
giving
think
me.
it's great. I love having it. All
Thank
right,
you.
so that is the Logistic Coders, and that team is Tia Gairon, Jonathan Hall, Prasanna Javuri, and then Aaron Snyder. And so thank you so very much for joining last minute. I know that has to be very stressful, but it's so wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
All right, so that is all of our teams. So what happens next? Mostly what's going to happen next is myself and all of the other people who are doing the judging at TripleTen are going to spend the next week using all of these apps. We probably won't judge them. We'll just use them. We'll also then look at all of the code, of course, and we're going to look at the presentation, and we're going to give feedback to all of the developers that are here and really make sure that everyone has the encouragement, but also the knowledge on how they can level up their skills next. Thank you so much for everyone who's watching at home. I know Reuven's watching. Bye, Reuven. And then thank you so much for everyone that was able to join here tonight. I really appreciate it. I know taking time out of the evening is hard. So thank you very much. And thank you so much for all of your courage and being able to come up here, and no matter what part of the program you're in, really being able to show off the things you can do in 4 days' time. I don't care what anyone says, 4 days is not a lot of time. This is all magical. Okay, so all of the students, please be on the lookout in your Discord for the polls on audience favorites. The rest of the viewers, you can comment down below, or you can comment on our Instagram and LinkedIn posts about this code jam. Remember, the results and the winners are going to be announced on September 25th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time in the Discord and all of the socials. I want to send a special thanks to everyone who helped organize the Code Jam on all of the behind the scenes stuff. That's Devin and Natasha, Alina, Olivia, Daniela, Nadia, Ulia, Leica, and Sharkbait. My cat definitely helps behind the scenes. Thank you again so much for all of the developers that joined tonight and presenting your work. I can't tell you how amazing it is to see developers that are still very early on in the program, how much you can do. And it really just makes my teacher heart happy seeing all of the developers that are farther along in the program, being able to support and mentor and pair with your other coworkers. I want to wish Chalasia a very, very good luck on her interview. And hopefully that's just the first of many to come for all of you. My name is Tiffany Hall. You can find me at Tiffany Codes on Instagram, and you can find my cat Sharkbait with his head buried in a pizza box somewhere. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye, Tiffany.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.